Hey there, chatters. I'm Nat.
And I'm Kat, and welcome to the Crime Chat. I am your forensic femme fatale. Natalie is your true crime addict connoisseur.
We're just two normal girls who, when we wake up in the morning and roll out of bed, the devil says, holy crap, they're up. Because he knows we're going to obsess about dark crimes, evil minds, and occasionally the unknown. So,
well, you think the devil would like that. But maybe he's just scared of us.
He's scared of us.
The following crime chat contains adult content and descriptions of violent scenarios, like really violent scenarios, like creepy, holy crap, violent scenarios today. So your listener discretion is advised.
You have been warned. And today, before we get in today's crime chat, Kat, what have you done?
Well, first of all, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday
Is that
to you. It's a kitty cat.
It's a kitty cat.
Happy birthday, Nat. You are the crime to my chat. And I just want to say happy birthday. So chatters out there, make sure you shout out to Natalie. It is her birthday.
Oh, thank you.
I'm going to keep this on the rest of the time.
That is adorable. You got, oh my God. That, did you
yeah,
make
it's a cat.
Did you make that?
No.
Okay.
Amazon is wonderful.
Okay. I love it. Thank you so much.
Yay. It's really much changed. Still watching Stranger Things. I know it's slow rolling. It's cool. But we do have an update. I made it through the first round of the Ultimate Stylist.
Yeah.
So the second round is the top 10, and I'm still in 4th place. After that, I do believe it's going to go to the top 5, and then the votes are going to start from scratch.
Girl, you're gonna win this. We are gonna get you to the top.
Yeah.
Yes.
And as I said from last week, the proceeds, or much of the proceeds from this competition, go to the Born This Way Foundation, which is a phenomenal foundation founded by Lady Gaga and her mother to bring awareness to youth mental health, mental illness, to notice signs, how to cope, all that. Yeah. So I think it's absolutely wonderful. And we are going to go out for chicken McNuggies.
Yay!
When I went. Other than that, so if you're watching us on the Patreon, you're watching our video, Nat's got a little bit of a different background. What happened?
So I fell and broke my ass in the most ridiculous way possible. All right. Not many people have this story, but I was coming home from work yesterday, pulled in, was proceeding to get out of my car. Of course, I was on my phone on one hand. I was putting my computer bag on my shoulder. I was trying to grab my Starbucks, and I was just pushing stuff out, getting out of my car. I don't know how I did it. I'm always doing 10 million things at once.
Oh yeah.
And my flip-flop got caught, because I live in Florida. That's what we do. We wear flip-flops. It got caught in the, by the pedal, the gas pedal, not the stop, but brake pedal.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it got stuck. And when I went to get out of my car, my legs were not with me. And I fell out of the car and I looked ridiculous. And I broke my ass, girl. I'm lucky I didn't land on my face. I landed on my arm. I bruised my hip. My ankle is really swollen, but other than that,
twisted, like our senses of humor.
Yeah, twisted, right? But this story that you have going on this evening, I don't know much about it. Last time you quizzed me on my cult knowledge.
Yes, cult serial killers, which came out of my serial killer. Well, I tried to get some of my serial killer trivia book, but the story that I'm doing today is where I found it. It's where I found this crime chat. The idea for it is from this serial killer trivia book in the women serial killer section.
Oh, okay. All right. I didn't do that bad.
No, you did great.
Did halfway.
You did great. There was some tough ones in there, so.
Yeah, there were a couple of trick questions, but majority of the times I was kind of just throwing words at you.
And I caught them. I caught them all. Yeah. I mean, like Pokemon, gotta catch them all.
Oh my God. So before we get into your story today, you did mention last week that your story this week is going to be have a hint of cannibalism.
Yes, quite
Al-
interesting.
Alleged cannibalism. Right?
Alleged cannibalism.
Alleged.
Yes.
I figured, why don't I just give you a couple of true facts about cannibalism?
Ooh, yeah. Cool.
And yeah, so you may ask yourself, is cannibalism legal or illegal? And the answer may surprise you.
Well, we talked a little bit about in the
Mhm.
crash in the Andes, where
Uh-huh.
they resorted to whatever that scientific word term was that wasn't cannibalism, but it was
That's
still
right.
it was based on survival and not on like for some weird desire.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. And they were cleared, right?
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah,
They didn't do any time. Okay.
No.
So in the United States, so this is basically, I'll hit on some other countries, but this is focused on the United States. So according to Britannica, cannibalism has existed as a widespread custom in humanity for pretty much all of known history.
Sure.
Which is crazy.
Yeah.
Examples of cannibalism have been found almost on every continent in the world. The word cannibal comes from the Spanish Carib people of the Lesser Antilles. Am I saying that?
Lesser Antilles.
Antilles.
Yeah.
Are you familiar with them?
It's an island that, but I mean, Spanish Carib people. So I'm thinking it's probably somewhere in Europe, the Antilles Islands.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So they engaged in this practice. Now, cannibalism has been recorded in people from Central and West Africa, Australia, New Zealand, Malaysia, New Guinea, and also North and South America. People from New Zealand were known to feast on the flesh of their enemies after battle.
Nothing like taking them out and taking them down.
Savage. Oh.
Yeah.
Well, cannibalism must be illegal in the United States, right? Because we're so...
Well, I'm going to assume that it's legal by how you're asking that question. I can put two and two together.
Exactly. You got to read between the lines.
Yeah.
Cannibalism is not illegal in the United States. There are tons of weird laws in the United States that really don't make much sense, as we know.
Yeah.
For example, silly string has been banned from all public spaces in Southington, Connecticut. Did you know this? There is a town in California where it's illegal to walk around in heels higher than 2 inches. Poor reptiles of New Orleans are prohibited from participating in Mardi Gras activities.
So the gators can't, flash and get beads.
Yeah. So these are just some of the laws that America comes up with.
You want to hear a South Carolina odd law?
Yeah.
So on Sundays, with a twitch no bigger than your thumb, a man can beat his wife on the state Capitol steps. And it's perfectly legal.
Okay. What's a twitch bigger than your thumb? No bigger than your thumb.
I think something that you hit with, like a twitch, like a...
What?
Yeah, you can beat your wife on the state Capitol steps on Sundays, and it's perfectly legal in the state of South Carolina.
What the hell? Who? What?
So there's one for you.
Oh my God. Oh, chatters, let us know what crazy laws you have in your states.
Yeah, what's your weirdest law?
What's your weirdest law? My
Golly.
God. According to the Legal Information Institute at Cornell University, there is no one law on the books at the federal level in the United States that prohibits the eating of another person. But there are laws in all states, individual states,
of course,
which make it illegal, but they do it indirectly.
Sure.
So, for example, murder is illegal everywhere. So that prohibits quite a few cannibals from us, getting dinner.
Eating their victim to death.
Exactly.
Okay.
Even if a person gives another person consent to eat them and then commits suicide, the cannibal could still face criminal charges for desecration of a corpse, which it varies among states. Not every state has that, which is crazy.
Well, I mean, I could see that.
Yeah, absolutely. So, but don't worry, because while cannibalism is technically not illegal in the United States, it's still basically participating in cannibalism is pretty much banned.
Okay, yeah.
So now the legal cases involving cannibalism. Now, in 1884, the English case Regina versus Dudley and Stevens, where they found Thomas Dudley and Edwin Stevens guilty of murdering Richard Parker while they were castaways at the high seas. Marooned during a storm 1,600 miles away from land, they drifted on a raft on the open water with no fresh water and very little food. When they ran out of food, Parker drank seawater and to kind of try to shake off his thirst, but of course it didn't work.
Makes it worse.
Yeah, he became sick. He lost consciousness. In desperation, Dudley killed Parker, and then the others drank his blood, consumed his flesh in order to survive until they were rescued a week later. They were found guilty despite their need and sentenced to death, but then it was changed to 6 months in prison.
But it's still said that he killed him. Now, for like the crash in the Andes, the people that they were consuming were already dead.
Right.
So if they killed him in order to eat him, they shouldn't have gotten off for that. Nope.
Yeah.
You know what? Eat a fish. Start catching some fish. Now, I guess it is different if, like I said, in the crash in the Andes, they were killed from either the impact or eventually, succumbing to the injuries, that kind of thing, or the avalanche.
Right.
But yeah, I don't know if I agree with their sentences being reduced.
Yeah, you think that because it was murder, that it's murder, and that's
But it was what, late 1800s, so it's fine.
Yeah.
Whatever.
So more recently, there is a case in Germany of a man who found a person on a cannibalism fetish site. I think we've discussed this before.
Yeah, the dark web is so ugh.
Yeah, and the man consented to let him kill him and eat him.
Yep.
The man who was killed was a willing victim. He was butchered up, and then the man saved his flesh and pieces of his body in the freezer for a special occasion. But he was arrested a few months later. Cannibalism wasn't illegal in Germany. Did not know that. So now, but the man was convicted of manslaughter, and then later in another trial, he was retried, and then he was convicted of murder.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like, I don't know. If you want to try cannibalism, like, I don't know. You're going to have to, like, kill a person. Yeah. Which eating or consuming in a body isn't necessarily, like you said, like, illegal, but the means to get to that probably is.
Yeah. And also, like, if you think about it, there are so many, in a lot of these countries, they're so old. They have so many stupid laws that were written, like you just said, about this beating your wife on a step.
Oh God, yeah.
So 150 years ago, that may have been a thing, but like these laws are not going to be tested until it happens again. Yeah, and you're like, oh shit, there's a law.
Yeah,
there isn't a law.
It's like you said, something happens. The only time we get new laws is when other laws are challenged, but they're not going to be challenged unless some Sunday a man takes his wife and beats her, on the state capitol steps with a twitch.
With a twitch? I need to know what a twitch is. Can you please post a picture on Patreon of what a twitch is?
What is a twitch? You know what? What
is a twitch?
Let me Google this really quick. Here we go. A twitch. Are you ready? A device that is used to restrain horses for various stressful situations. They use a horse twitch to help, like, for veterinary treatment, I guess. It's made up of a stick-like handle, loop or chain or rope on the end, with a metal ring or some sort of loop that's wrapped around the underlip of the horse and is tightened.
I know exactly what it is because I rode horses all my life. I know exactly. So it's like on the horse face, like the lips of the horse.
Yes.
It's like a garrote. It ties your little upper lip, and you can kind of tighten it, but it's like a contraption. It's not something you whip somebody with.
Well, you can do it in South Carolina.
You're going over Italy, like a crime that happened in Italy.
Yeah.
tonight? Okay.
Yes.
So I found this one thing that, because I'm a cheese lover, I love cheese.
Ugh, we're going to talk about a cheesemaker.
Perfect. All right. So this, okay. So it doesn't matter if it's stinky. It doesn't matter. I love cheese. You're with me, right, girl?
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
So there is a cheese called a casu marzu. Have you ever heard of it?
No.
All right. It's made in Italy, and it's also known as maggot cheese.
Ugh.
So it's cheese that is fermented, and what they do is they wait for the maggots to start to grow, and that's when it's ready to eat. When there's live maggots, in order to serve the cheese, it has to have live maggots in it. And there's a picture. I will post it on Patreon. And yeah, no, thank you.
No.
Nay.
No. Well, so today's crime chat is another crime and cosmetics segment.
Yes.
And it is quite the interesting story. We've kind of alluded to it a little bit. Mm-hmm. There's conspiracies, a little superstition, definitely some murder. Mm-hmm. But have you ever heard of the soap maker of I'm going to butcher a lot of Italian, and I'm going to insult my Italian ancestors.
And I'm going to sit here and not know the difference.
Okay. Correggio, the soap maker of Correggio. Have you heard of that?
No, I have not.
Okay.
I can't wait. I'm sure I've heard of the crime, but I don't know the details.
Well, Leonarda Cianciulli, Leonarda Cianciulli, Cianciulli.
You're doing great.
I'm just going to call her Leonarda.
Yeah.
She was an early 1900s serial killer from Italy. She claimed to have murdered 3 women and used their bodies to make soap and little tea cakes that she served to her customers. Does it sound a little familiar now?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know the details, but yes, it does sound familiar.
Well, she wrote a 700 plus page memoir called The Confessione di un anime emargariata, or The Confessions of a Bitter Soul.
Ooh.
Recounting her life, which I'm going to get into. Mm-hmm. But there's also a lot of speculation surrounding the truthfulness of her manifesto. Mm-hmm. I'll get into all the deets.